Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. I'm your host PhazonFlux, and welcome to episode 7. Today's episode, we are hopefully going to finish up all of World 5, Yogurt Yard. Yep, you heard me. And we're going to start off with a fail nonetheless. It's a shame too, because this stage here is really easy if you have Sword Kirby. Ugh, Ball Kirby. One of the worst abilities in the game in my opinion. It's just so hard to control, and there's so many frames where you're vulnerable when it doesn't look like you should be vulnerable. At least they're kind enough to give you one more sword. But we're winding through some catacombs here, lots of doors, lots of options. Now, despite what I said about sword being useful here, this particular room is where spark is useful, because if you're quick, you can just fall straight down here and kill all the enemies on the way down. Now it's interesting, this door here looks like you just came out of it, but remember, you can't return to previous places in the level, so if you go through here, it's actually a secret one-up. I missed that many times through on my practice files. I just discovered it a little while ago, actually. And Bonkers goes down. Hammer is such a difficult ability. It's so similar to Sword, but it's so much slower. I don't even think it's any stronger either as far as damage to enemies goes. It can destroy blocks that Sword can't, but it doesn't do anything more to enemies. So Hammer is more of a secret power than a useful power in that sense. Good old Super Kirby. Alright. Woo! Love this room. Just keep going higher and higher, and somehow we land on a forest. Or in a forest, I should say. Now, wheel here is pretty useful, but you gotta be careful. You can't just go constantly wheel, because this is a dead end, and it will land you in spikes. Same here. Now, here's a little secret door that I used to find as a kid, but I don't know how I found it as a kid. Oh yeah, that's right. I just destroyed blocks all day. Now to get that one up, you're gonna have to de-stone really quickly, because otherwise you'll just fall into the pit and die. Oh, how did that flame miss me? Now if you've noticed, a lot of these little one-room places are making use of powers more. Like here, Parasol is pretty much the perfect ability. In that last room, they gave you stone and wheel, and previously there was sword and stuff. So these levels are starting to get a little bit more specific. You gotta be careful about which powers you choose. I mean, ultimately all the rooms can be gotten through with any power or no power. It's just how difficult do you want to make it. Now I was thinking of just doing those little mini games off screen, because you've already seen what they're like for the most part, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see me just either one, earn some one-ups, or two, fail earning some one-ups, which is more likely of the two options. Now, if we use burning, we get a free one-up. Oh, whoops. Should have known that was going to happen. And right before a fight with the Meta Knights too. And here they try a new attack pattern. Their little axes actually make it so that they will block attacks, so you gotta time your spit just right, or hit them from behind. Alright, that's it, they're done. Now here, there's just one random ball enemy, and they're like, it makes you think, oh okay, ball's gonna be useful, right? Wrong. Look at this. How is this useful? Most of the time you end up just falling off the waterfall anyways, like that. Except much faster because you're flying at light speed. So screw you, ball enemy. You are a trick that the game put in to make you think that you have to use it. Now I could just fly over all this, but where's the fun in that? This actually is a secret room too, and I'm sure you can already tell where the door is. Yep, that little cave where the waterfall is actually a secret door. You go through here, boom, switch. Now these last 3 stages of Yogurt Yard each have a switch. So stage 4, 5, and 6 all have a switch. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes open. Oh, I don't want to lose it. So eject it again. The reason I did that is so that you can use your suction ability to inhale that one up. Oh man, I don't know about you guys, but deja vu. Doesn't it feel like we just fell from a large waterfall in the previous part? Oh, that's right, water kills powers a lot quicker in this game than it does in newer Kirby games. I think I will show off the little copy museum though, just to show you what kind of powers you can get. You have access to Stone and Tornado. I'm not going to pick up either of them. I'm actually going to go into the battle arena. I suppose I should have picked up a power, never mind, since I'm going here. But oh well, I'll fight him the old-fashioned way. One more hit ought to do it. Ugh. Sometimes I do really well against Bonkers, and a lot of times I just don't. I know it's patterned perfectly, it's just, I don't know, I don't really have an excuse. Now the reason I obtained Hammer, when I just said that it was useless in the last stage as far as going through stages, that's because I'm thinking of another stage, never mind. I will need Hammer Kirby though in stage 6. For something that we'll see in a little bit. Now here, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, how many tries is this going to take me? Basically, you're supposed to get the high jump ability, get rid of the power, and go to Fire Kirby. So you can light this fuse. But you have to get high jump first so you can destroy those little blocks so that you can actually get to the cannon. And it takes you right to a switch. So yeah, you're going to need Hammer Kirby for the last stage's switch. That's what I was getting mixed up. But we're pretty much done with this stage, we just need to get through it all the way. Ow. Kirby, why do you have to be so bouncy? Warp Star. I don't know why it's called Yogurt Yard if we're in a bunch of like wooded areas. Although we're taken to a random house in the middle of nowhere. And Cutter ability was actually pretty useful for this little mini-boss. I'm pretty sure it's the first time we've seen him. Suppose I should show off his moves then. I could have just killed him. So he'll just kind of leap on you. He'll do that thing. And he has like a claw attack. I'm pretty sure he has a claw attack. But oh well, enough of that. He gives you the burning power. And we're just about done with this stage. Alright, how have you guys been doing? By the way, I haven't asked about you guys yet, so I've been doing alright. I haven't been sleeping well lately, but I suppose that's because I just moved back into state, so I'm still trying to get used to the new schedule and all that, and my body's probably freaking out, not really knowing what to do. So, yeah, I'm gonna off-screen getting Bonkers again. I'll meet you back at stage 6. Alright guys, I'm back. I just entered the door. Now, as tempting as it is to grab other powers, seriously don't. The goal here is to survive with the hammer power to the place where you need to use it. I've noticed they do this a lot in Kirby games. For some reason, they always make it where you need hammer ability, like either halfway through or in the middle of a stage, and they make it really difficult for hammer to be useful during the stage so that you end up losing it. But the trick is to survive with it. Watch out for that Wildie there. He just kind of leaps out from the sky like a freak. And this is it. We need hammer to destroy these cement blocks. And that's pretty much it. Here we go, cuz, boom. You enter the door and you just land on the switch. They don't even give you the option of missing it. And they reward you with a 1-up and a random maximum tomato, even though switches restore you to full health. So, I don't really know why they do that. Anyways, that's actually the end of stage 6. So, the boss of Yogurt Yard is coming up next, guys. We're almost done. Alright, let's do it. Now, you can technically use a power here, like hammer. I tried hammer in my practice file, and it's actually pretty easy. It makes this boss kind of a joke. But I think the trick is to go in with no power. Because the fight lasts a lot longer that way, and it actually gets pretty difficult. I remember this boss giving me a lot of trouble when I was a kid as well. I know the sun and the moon were really difficult for me, but this guy was just as bad. So the trick is to not get squished too, since the stage is constantly moving. Like if I were to stand here, I would die. So I have to keep staying up with them. And the goal is to get the missiles and keep firing at them. And he only does that so often. As far as I know, there's no end, so he'll just keep digging a path. So if you miss missiles, don't worry about it, it just keeps going. He might cycle around, or he might do something random, I'm not entirely sure. But if you get all the missiles when you can, shouldn't be too tough. So yeah, notice how he's getting a lot faster and trickier with his movements. Ooh. He's making it more difficult to obtain the missiles too. Now again, I wish I knew what this boss was called, and I wish I hadn't missed that missile, because that was actually an easy one. The next one probably won't be so easy, but we'll see. Ooh. There we go. One more ought to do it. Ooh, that saw blade almost took my head off, but my whole body is my head, so I guess it almost just killed me. But instead, we're gonna kill him. Boom. Alright guys, I think that'll just about do it. On the next episode, we will carry on into level 6, Orange Ocean. Thanks so much for watching. You all have a blessed day, and I'll see you then.